Took my family away from my Carolina home. Had dreams about the West and started to roam. 6 long months on a dust-covered trail. They say heaven's at the end, but so far it's been hell. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. We were digging and shifting 5 to 5, selling everything we found just to stay alive. Gold flowed free like the whiskey in the bars. Sinning was the big thing, Lord, and Satan was a star. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Dance hall girls were the evening treat. Empty cartridges and blood lined the streets. Men were shot down for the sake of having fun, or just to hear the noise of their 44 guns. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Now my widow, she weeps by my grave. Tears flow free for her man she couldn't save. Shot down in cold blood by a gun that carried fame, all for the useless and no good, worthless claim. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Waiting for me there. Waiting for me there.
Hey, 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 YouTubers and friends, how are you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Tuesday Night Hangout Live with ToledoJess. I almost said Dano. ToledoJess and I with tonight's guest, Anthony, the Brooklyn treasure hunter. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Oh, man. Hey, YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with ToledoJess and I.
When they post something like that about someone being hacked, and if they do, if it's the same people, how do they always doing the hacking?
Oh, with the hacking?
Whatever they're doing, hacking, cloning, whatever the hell they're doing to take
The cloning, they basically just took two of my pictures and they created a new account.
Yeah, they don't do nothing to your account, and then they try to get your friends to friend them.
Right.
But they use your name and everything. You use your name, your profile. How do they do that?
They just copy it.
I reported it to both Instagram and to YouTube. And to Facebook. And they basically said, well, they haven't done anything wrong. I said, they're impersonating me. And they're like, well, we don't know if it's you that's impersonating them. So unless they do something to break our rules or whatever, they're not going to do anything.
They need people to report them as.
I had people reporting them and everything, and they wouldn't. So they said your best bet is just to block them. And they go, did you change your password? I said, yes. They go, although they didn't do anything to your password, just change it for the heck of it. So I did.
Yeah, didn't you get locked out, Ed?
Yeah. My picture and name was changed to Elizabeth Hurley. At least they picked a hot-looking model to use.
Yeah.
And they said it was suspicious, and I went against their community guidelines with something.
Yeah.
And
that's what
they blocked it from the public.
Yeah.
Then when I tried to say, hey, that ain't me, I need to change my password and get access, I got this decision is final. Your account will be deleted in 30 days. Blah blah blah.
They did that to Team Clambake. I forgot who else. There was like 2 or 3 people on YouTubers that happened to on Facebook, where they actually got hacked and then they couldn't get into their account, and they said, no, we're going to end up deleting it within 30 days. So they had to.
And pulled one on us. You realize that, right?
What?
We've been on air for a little while talking about this. Bill, because I sent you one, buddy. If it's a picture of me standing on the south slope of Mount St. Helens with the Yuba River for my header, it's me.
And for those who aren't friends of mine on Facebook, it happened to Ray also. So we get a request from Ray Russo. It's not him yet.
Terry Curry, Don G, hello, Brad, world's greatest moderator, Mr. Lodak, of course, Bill Marsh.
Bill Marsh, you should be getting your prize here. It was shipped out on the 19th. Should be coming to you soon. be
Randy
around
Scotty Tony, aka Indiana Go Getter Scotty, aka Top Notch, aka Not Swiftwater, Paul J. Conroy Sr., hello. Run,
PKA.
run for the hills. Hello, Ron Adams. How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
Me. My voice, I swear. My voice too rough from cigarettes. Ooh, bad, Ed, bad.
Red bulge. Yeah.
Rocky Mountain Live Prospecting. I sent out your prize, so you should have it in a few days.
Conroy Senior, how are you tonight?
Orlando, how are you doing? The 717
Brando.
detector.
Still a question.
What's up, Orlando?
Frederick Romano. Hello, Wicked Digger. First in the house was Canadian Gold Mining, SIBO. 103 minutes before showtime with our friend Willie, Tin Man Magnet Fishing, following close behind. Thank you all. I want to announce something. I do post to a podcast site, Anchor FM, that distributes our broadcasts, replay to several different formats. They'll be over here a little later in the show, but we're now on Google Podcasts, couple of others. I don't have a list in front of me, but Spotify, Anchor. Now we're on, as of last week, on iHeartRadio. So thank you to all the podcast listeners. I do appreciate you, even though I never bring it up. I'll have to fix that. Moto Mining.
Moto Mining, what's up?
M.A. Lyman, good to see you, Michael. Terry Marshall. Our Aussie friends are rolling in. Good morning to the boys, men and women from down under. So, hope you all have a great Wednesday. Let us know how the stock market's going so we could get a jump on the game, right? Can only wish so.
Just give me the lottery numbers.
right. So Jesse, tell me, have you broke the world record?
I don't know.
Book of World Records.
For those of you who have been here, the whole time since we've been putting the show on, you'll know that you're aware of regular happenings here at my house. Well, not regular, but it happens occasionally, all the time.
Too often.
Way too often. Well, we had another truck driver coming down our road Friday night. Friday afternoon during the day, plowed into Ruby's PT Cruiser, who was hey, check this out, 2006 PT Cruiser, 87,000 miles. It was owned by the dad of the guy that owned the dealership, the owner of the dealership of the PT Cruisers. But it was owned by the guy's father-in-law, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the car was well maintained, really good shape, nice car for a PT Cruiser. So drunk driver decided to drink early and slammed into the back of her car, pushed her car to the back of my new truck, pushed the bumper in. Her car is total. I just got I was actually talking to the.
Don't say anything.
I was just talking to the adjuster, and it's totaled, which we kind of figured it was going to be. We lose again. Uh,
Both
so that
vehicles
was total.
totaled?
No, just hers. Did you get
Oh.
those pictures? I sent you some pictures.
Well, I haven't got them yet.
You didn't. Did I send them? Didn't send them.
I don't know.
Probably sitting in my folder just waiting to be sent, right?
Pardon me.
No,
Maybe.
I
I
sent
don't
them.
know.
Yeah, I sent them. Marvin. Anyway, so yeah, we're down to one card, and I gotta take mine in and get it fixed. So, nice weekend.
Well, geez, emails as slow as snail mail.
Well, here's check this out. Now everything is done online, so that means I got to do the adjuster's work. I had to go out and take pictures.
Well, that's how it was when that deer hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up taking the pictures. I called the cops about an hour after I got to the job site. They said I didn't even need to, but I did it anyway. And
well, check this out, man. The dude was drunk. He tried to take off, and I wasn't gonna let him. I told him to pull over right now, or we're gonna have problems. In so many words, I shortened it, but he pulled over, and he started looking for his insurance card. It wasn't 3 minutes, 4 minutes. We're waiting for the cops. I said, "We're gonna," and I stood in front of his car. I wouldn't let him move.
right.
He was passed out in his car with his papers in his hand, his cigarette burning, passed out. I think I sent you a picture of him passed out in his car. And then we find out, well, the dude was, I was so upset. I didn't even want to talk to him. I don't even get out of your car. Don't say nothing. Don't even talk to me. Just sit in your car and we'll wait for the cops. And I just stood there and waited. And I'm fuming. And I realized that he's passed out, right? So my neighbors by his friends going, "What's going on? What's going on?" Right? I go over there. I thought, well, guy hit my car and he's passed out. Just then the cops pulled up. So I ran up to the cops. I go quiet. He's fast asleep. Don't scare him awake. They went over, pounding on his window. "Hey, wake up!" Pulled him out of his car. Right? He was obviously not capable of driving. Not a doctor. I can't say he was drunk. I didn't get close enough to smell if he was reeked of alcohol. If I got any closer, I probably would have did a hit and run myself. But I kept my cool. Yeah, and but the worst part is they took my information. They didn't give him a sobriety test. They didn't do nothing like that. They towed his car away and sat and waited for him to get a ride to go home. Who is that? And then my insurance company tells me, well, the license plate number on that car does not belong to that car. Oh boy.
Gee whiz.
Man.
Oh, and then and I don't know how this happened. Well, I do know how this happens. Like within that night, that evening, I probably got 3 or 4 text messages from lawyers. "Hey, we heard you got into an accident." Yeah, boom, 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 right there like that. They're like them damn people on Facebook talk. When you oh, my buddy got hacked. All of a sudden you got comments. "Oh, go to this link, go to that link." The $250 you can get it taken care of. And like I was saying, I think they're in on it. It's like that. The only glass window replacer in town, and one night everybody's windows get broke.
Yep.
Be suspicious. But yeah, that's my weekend. How about you, Ed?
My weekend was pretty unproductive. I guess Depends how you call unproductive, but
Yeah.
another weekend staying in my PJs and relaxing because I've been. Can't say I've been super busy at work. Some days are harder than others, but just working around the house, inside the house. My shop's too cold to go out there and clean it at all before I can do anything. So.
Your giant catch-all drawer, right?
Yeah. My shop, garage equals
Catch-all drawer.
junk drawer.
Hey, you guys down there around Houston area, be careful down there. Nasty. We got some weather coming this way right now. It's in the Houston area, heading our way. Yep, going up towards Ohio, all across the country. It's nasty looking weather, so everybody be safe out there.
Batten down the hatches.
Batten down the hatches.
Well, I'd love that,
you guys
Brad.
got too many things. Yeah, that would be great, but you got too many things that want to kill you.
Like everything.
Like everything, right? Would love to be down there, you know. If I grew up there and I was used to, you know, wicked spiders and things like that, that would be different.
Yeah. Now, I want to know if those pictures of spiders as big as, you know, a semi truck are real. I doubt it. Photoshop stuff. Watch Brad says, oh no, they're real.
That's too much sci-fi. Too much 50s tarantula movies.
Yeah, Twilight Zone or something
Right.
like that.
So other than that, nothing. Just hanging out, working here, doing a little this, doing a little that, finishing up my bathroom. I did get my floor, my toilet, my sink all put back.
Well,
I was up
yeah,
till
because the boss.
I was up till 5 o'clock in the morning, dude.
Because the boss sitting next to you said, "I'm not squatting over that hole." So,
Oh, she didn't say that. My wife is very good about that. She don't push me. She don't say nothing, but she does look at me sometimes. She does give me that look, or she'll ask me, "What'd you do today?" That's her favorite. What did you do today?
hey, internal compass, Bacchus,
Hey,
FLX, everyone else that came in that we didn't get to, Rock Butcher, how are you, June?
Rock Butcher,
Everybody.
yeah. And we also forgot our lurkers. Hello, lurkers.
Oh yeah, because we do love our lurkers, you know.
Absolutely.
And speaking of one of the lurkers we love, Dan Hurd is going to be joining us next weekend. There'll be no open line Tuesday for this last Tuesday of the month. We'll be having special guest Dan Hurd celebrating his 1,000,000th subscriber. So about time I get you on, Dan. And our lurkers like Two Toes and a couple others, Top Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Smith's Gold don't lurk a lot. He talks, but he does.
Yeah, well, but when you know, like I haven't seen him tonight, so he's probably lurking tonight. That's really good.
You ever look at those Chinese bunk heaters? They will put out a lot of heat cheap. They should be more than enough to heat the workshop up. No, but I could look and see. Brian don't usually lurk, Ron. He usually types in numbers.
Yeah.
Multiple
When he
numbers.
when he shows up, he's in here and he's typing his numbers away.
Yeah.
He wants to be blocked from winning anything.
Right, right.
Oh, there's
Don't
Ron. He
use
wants to be blocked too.
Ron. Okay, I'm gonna have to change my settings in Nightbot. They are about the size of a large loaf of bread. Okay, long story,
What kind of
but
heaters are they?
Saturday night, some Chinese, Bill Marsh. Long story, but Saturday night we had a guy come in our yard and fire a gun. Got it all on camera, located the 9mm shell casing for the cops with my detector. Ooh, that could be scary.
Super sleuth. So he's just a random guy just walked into the yard, started and shot a gun off, huh? What is this world coming to?
Well, we got our first question for Anthony.
Okay.
From Frederick Romano, Anthony. Who is your favorite detecting partner? As he goes, he.
Frederick Romano and Metal Detecting Brooklyn. Both of them are pretty much my my buddies that I go out with.
Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Now we're jumping. We're jumping. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Let's introduce our guest tonight, Ed.
Right. For those of you who don't know, this is Anthony, the Brooklyn treasure hunter, joining us tonight. There you are.
Well, hello, Anthony. Do you like to be called Anthony or Tony or
Anthony?
Jay? Anthony. Okay, that's good. Tony.
I was always brought up with my father was Tony, so that always different.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's kind of like me. I'm Jesse. My daughter is Jessica, so I call her Jessica. Everybody else calls her Jess.
Jesse.
Jessie.
Right.
Or Jess. But I call her Jessica.
Yeah. We were always different.
Yeah. So, so I was looking at your page earlier.
Right.
How long you been metal detecting?
Just about 2.5 years. Actually, this June coming will make 3 years that I've been metal detecting.
Yeah. What got you into it?
What
was that all about? Something you've always wanted to do, or is it just
no? Actually,
something to do?
I had watched on I forgot what channel it was. Like I had watched Ringy and KG.
Yeah.
They had it, but it was not like it was something that I liked watching, but I never thought I'd be doing it. And during the pandemic, I was on YouTube and I was watching different videos and I got bored. And I saw this one guy, Robert Ferguson. He's a beach detectorist.
Yeah, our buddy Robert.
I flipped on it and I watched it and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I watched another one, and then I wanted to see if there was anybody in New York that actually did it. And I looked it up and I found Metal Detecting NYC, Guy Merrill. And I started watching him and I was like, oh, he goes to a park right near where I go. And a couple of different things like that. And I got hooked. Within like 2 days of watching all these videos, I was like, I got to get me a metal detector.
Yeah, that's the problem with YouTube. It takes you down all these different rabbit holes.
Yeah.
You want to go down a deep rabbit hole, just pick a subject.
Yep.
And I see your ad.
Ruby wants to know if they allow you. Do you have to get permission, or what's the deal there?
In New York, you have to have a permit to metal detect. It's a free permit for New York City. basically I actually just got mine, the new one for this year. And they give you a list of all the parks and beaches in all 5 boroughs that you can hunt. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. And, some of them, you can't go near the tot lots. Some of them, you can't go to during the week. Like there's one main one that we always go to. It's a major park in Brooklyn. It's called Prospect Park. You actually can't hunt it during the week. It's only allowed on Saturdays and Sundays.
Huh.
So
it's kind of like our gold prospecting regulations. There are different areas that have different regulations.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and like here in our city in Toledo, you can't metal detect at all. You only play. Well, let me rephrase that. You can't metal detect any city parks.
Okay.
Or county parks. You can only metal detect state parks if they have beaches. You can metal detect the beaches with permission.
Right. So we could do the city parks, can't do the main state parks.
Right.
Like
definitely can't. You can do state parks if there's a beach. You can only metal detect on the beaches.
Right.
So
the beaches are all allowed here too, pretty much mostly all of them. Right. So, I like both ways, both like beach or land or whatever. I'll go to the parks. It doesn't matter to me where I go detecting.
Yeah, there's a place down the street that I'd like to hit up. I have to send my wife in there. He's a gynecologist. He's got a old, I want to say 1850s or no, probably yeah. Old Victorian is now his office. Got a carriage house in the back.
Nice.
Sounds like a good property. Get on it, Ruby.
My wife is sick. My wife is so sick. I'm not going to repeat what she said. She cracks herself up. But yeah, I'd love to metal detect this place because it's really old. I've got maps of it from before the place was built up. It's one of the first houses in the area. Of the metal detectors, but hard to get into some of these places.
Yeah, I mean, over here, there's not really many, like where a lot of people tell me, "Oh, do you do door knocking or anything?" There's the front yards for people's houses around here are probably like 10 feet by 5 feet. And most of it is cement. So there's really nothing to say like where you're going to go around, asking people for permission to, dig in their yard or anything like that. So it's, that's like, I tell my cousin, she lives in Jersey, that to ask people around there if they know of any, if they'd let me go there and do some stuff, but she hasn't found anybody that'll let me yet. None of her friends will.
Yeah, it's hard to get permissions around here too. In the past, there's been people that have gone around and kind of messed it up, and so the city said, no more. That always sucks. That's funny, Bill.
But it happened. I mean, there was some parks I had heard that a few years back they weren't allowing you to do it in a lot of the parks because people were leaving holes.
Right.
And a lot of metal detectorists actually, I forgot what they got something signed and they got it overturned. And that's when then everybody was allowed to start, getting back to certain parks again.
I don't have a problem with requiring people to get a permit, being responsible and stuff like that. But what I wouldn't like is for them to start charging you for those permits. You know.
Like in Nassau County, so like Long Island and all in Nassau and Suffolk County, the permit is $40 for the year.
Wow.
But I think it allows you to go into certain state parks with that and state beaches.
Well, I guess if it comes with
Yeah,
a perk, then I guguess.
right. The
Right.
county parks you're allowed to go into. You don't need a permit out there. But I'm like an hour, 2 hours away, so it's not something where I'm just going to jump in my car and go out there. And I don't know anybody really out there right now.
Or
So
where? Yeah, right.
right, where to go? Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what you swung and what you started with and what are you using now?
Okay. Yeah, I do. Equinox 600 was actually my first detector. As far as like a good entry level detector, the Nocta Simplex is, I think, in that 250 to 270 range. And it's supposedly a great machine. I know a couple of people that use it and they love it. A friend of mine actually has the MindLab Vanquish. He doesn't even have the 540. He has the middle of the road, the 440, and he really likes it. He finds a lot of stuff with it. So I mean, and that's in that 270 range, 280. So those are two pretty good detectors to start off with. Especially if you're not sure if you're going to like the hobby. You don't want to go spending, eight
Right,
hundred
right,
thousand dollars.
right. Oh, absolutely.
So, but
Uh,
those would be two of the ones I would say to look into first.
my and people have heard me say this before. My whole thing on that is, what you can afford, you know, go ahead and learn how to use it. Learn how to use whatever you're using, and you'll be probably just as good as anybody else out there if you know your machines. Of course, the
Yeah,
better machine you get, the easier it's going to be, the more stuff you can find quicker. But the reality is that once you learn your machine, you know how it operates, you should be able to find anything you're looking for.
yeah,
You know, I mean, short of gold dust and stuff like that you would need
right.
special equipment. But as far as treasure hunting, just you're getting into it, get what you can afford and learn from there. Don't
Sure.
because we see it all the time in prospecting. People get into it and they buy all the latest equipment, spend all the money on the best equipment and stuff, and either realize they don't like all the hard work, or it's not the get rich quick scheme they thought it was. So because some people get into this for the wrong reasons. You know, right? Treasure hunting in general.
I better turn on my mic. It's same with prospecting. They get bit by the gold bug, and they get gold fever, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna get rich. I know a great spot. I want to buy a 4-inch dredge or a 5-inch dredge. And you're like, how long have you been in it? Oh, I just started not too long ago, but I
I
know a
haven't even
great
found my
spot.
first gold yet.
And it's like, well, you might want to work on learning how to pan good and just go
Yeah,
out and prospect and grab a sluice box then. And if you don't mind that, work towards something bigger. Because when me and Daryl Grimbley in Skagit Valley, Washington had Paystreak Enterprises, we had a couple of guys, several people, that wouldn't listen to reason. Well, sure, we're glad to take your money, but if you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. I'm not that kind of I wasn't that kind of salesman. And
right.
I'm like, okay, I wouldn't do it if I was you because it's hard work. and you
Right.
might not like the return on your investment. Right, it ain't as fast as you may think. And oh no, I want the Keen Triple Sluice, blah 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 blah, or the American Gold Dredge. Um, those were the two we
Yeah.
offered, and I'm like, okay, I'm reluctantly doing this for you since it's ordered that big of a product. We need, what was it, 25% down, blah, blah, blah. Later, after the season, oh man, this is too much work. Can you buy this back? No, but I'll consign it for you and we get 12%.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Corpse Cowboy says, the place that rents them out. And that's probably a good idea if you got a place to rent out a metal detector for a weekend or something, just to try it out, or before you throw in, because they're not cheap,
Right. They're not.
especially nowadays. If you're looking for a decent metal detector nowadays, you're looking, 6 and above, easy. Six and above. I mean, you can start cheaper than that. There's $200-$300 machines, and personally, I would start with the cheaper ones myself, knowing, especially knowing the way this treasure endeavor is you wind up wanting bigger and better anyways.
Right.
But I'm just saying, don't start with the bigger and the better. Start with the smaller, the little bit cheaper, a little bit easier to figure out whether it's something you really want to do. Because
like Brad says, I see a lot of people go all out in their gear only to get frustrated, nor being able to find gold. First up, do your homework and hitch up with a couple of diggers and see if you like rolling in the mud. Soon afterwards, they sell their gear at a discount price.
Pretty much.
That's why Jesse and I promote clubs so much.
Yep. We don't like the politics of a lot of the clubs, right?
True.
Politics. But even in metal detecting, I've seen you join a local metal detecting club, go in there with the idea that you're going to try to learn as much as you can, for the price that a club usually costs, about $100 a year, it's kind of thing. That's a inexpensive way to learn a lot of things about your metal detecting, and then of course coming on to our show and listening to us talk about it, that helps a lot too. And we don't charge.
Unless you want to go out on the river or stream with us with Midwest Prospecting Adventures.
Oh, that's a different thing.
But you could find out about that at flashingyourpan.com. But if you're a vet, we'll take you on the river absolutely free with Take a Vet Prospecting Project.
If you're new to prospecting and want to learn some ins and outs, spend a weekend learning, playing with equipment, so you see if this is something you might want to do, hit us up.
Pan, sluice, dredge, high banker, we have it.
Hang out on a chair by the bank all day, we have that too. Whatever trips your trigger.
Right. Now, I've heard a lot of good stuff about, I have their pinpointer. I can't pronounce the name to save my life, but the makers of the Simplex and Nacto Macro or whatever.
Nocta Macro.
Yeah, Nocta Macro. I understand they used to be two separate companies that merged.
Yeah, and I think I had heard on one of the videos, I think it was like a month or two ago, that I think they might even just be going back to being known as Nocta.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that is, but I remember hearing that on one of the videos.
I hear they're a good detector, you know. I have a lot invested in my Equinox 800 with 2
Mhm.
coils. So I'm not getting a new detector anytime soon. So
I mean,
unless I
not
win one.
Legend, which is supposedly really a really good machine. I have not swung it, so I don't really know that much about it.
I've heard a
But
lot of good about that machine also, Anthony.
yeah, and I mean, Mind Lab just came out now with the new Equinox 700 and 900. Um, I've been watching some videos on those. They came out with the Manticore, which I'm actually waiting on because that's my next step up. Um, and you know, we're just they're pretty good machines. I mean, when it comes down to it, all the companies out there make machines. Like you know, as long as you learn how to use your machine, it's the person using it. It's not the machine itself.
Right.
You know,
That's what
and
I
you
say.
gotta
Learn
know
your
how to
machine.
put time with it. You know, I'm the type of person. If I go out and I find a lot of stuff, a lot of really good finds, hey, that's a great day. But if I go out and I find nothing but clad, that's a great day for me. I was out and I was having fun. I was with friends. That's all that matters to me.
Yep.
I enjoy the hobby more than the finds. To me, the best finds in the hobby are the people that you meet.
Right. Well, and the same for me. But I add one more thing to that. It's the people that I teach, the kids and stuff that you can, you know, teach them how to do this and get them excited about it. That's
Yeah, passing on
that's
the knowledge.
yeah, that's the future, you know, that we have to remember too.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, although her son is a little older. He's about like, I think he's 20 or 21. And she had told me he was getting into collecting coins. And then she was like, yeah, he likes bottles. And she was thinking of getting him a metal detector.
Yeah,
And his father used to work for FBI and he used to he used to borrow the metal detectors from the FBI and they would go out metal detecting. And since then, you know, the father had passed and whatever, and she had moved back to the neighborhood. And she was saying he's getting into all of this now. I'm thinking of maybe getting him a detector, and he really likes collecting bottles. She goes, "What's the big deal with bottles?" And so I had talked to him, and I said, "You know what?" I said, "Have you ever been to? There's a place called Dead Horse Bay in Brooklyn, and it was an old dump. But before that, it used to be pretty much a horse rendering factory to make glue in that
right.
area. But it's all bottles. The water comes in and just pulls them right out of the wall, and it's filled with all old bottles,
Oh,
pretty much
cool.
early 1900s. So I took him there one day, and it was like I had more fun watching him at everything. He's like, "What do you think of this?" I got to a point where I was like, just put it in the bag, put it in the bucket, take it home. Worst comes to worst, you put it out with recycle if you don't want it.
Right.
That's I said, have your fun with it. And we were just going through things, and I tell him, look for this, look for that. And he really enjoyed himself. He actually ended up finding a ring, and he found another piece of jewelry there that day, and he was really getting excited. So it's pretty
Yeah,
cool to,
yeah, that's the part that's a lot of fun watching the young kids learn, get excited. You know, we teach
Get
panning.
outside.
Yeah, being outside, absolutely.
Get
We
nothing
teach
to-
young kids panning, how to pan and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
we do events like that, and it's just so much fun watching them get excited seeing gold for the first time. Oh, we're being rated, Ed.
Yeah.
Rachel and her group is rating us. Hello.
Our friend Jersey Ray Diggs, sister Rachel, must have had a live stream for her birthday today. Happy
She did.
birthday,
Happy
Rach!
birthday. Happy birthday. Let's see. Dave Hart acousticized.
Welcome everybody.
FLX Detectorist. GRB Finds. Drum Detect. What's up, buddy? Jimmy Cloak. Deep Digging Metal Detecting.
I got the whole gang.
Signal. Yeah, Signal. Keep Digging Metal Detecting. Fun with Dirt. Dirt's so much fun.
Tony, what's up?
Yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for showing up. So we're talking to your buddy here, Anthony,
Yeah.
telling us about how he got hooked into treasure metal detecting, treasure hunting, really, and his adventures of teaching young kids, which is always great. We love that. Yeah, keep digging for sure. So now that you're teaching young people, and that's great. Like I said, that's to me, that's like one of the most fulfilling aspects of this. I mean, besides finding the gold, you like finding the treasure, and that's what it's all about. But you got that side bonus of teaching somebody, meeting all these nice people, and it's you always have one or two bad apples, but that's life.
I always like it when we teach kids. I crack up over their parents though.
Yeah, the parents are the funniest for sure.
Especially the dads.
Yeah. Yep.
Parents want to get in there and do it too.
Oh yeah, I've seen them push their kids away from the truck and like, let me try it. How much can you make? Can you make a living off this? How much is that worth?
You know how many guess that? Oh wow, you're gonna get rich. You're not gonna get rich off metal detecting. You're gonna have a good time with it. As long as you enjoy the hobby, you're gonna have a really good time.
You can't say you're never gonna get rich.
Yeah, you could find that
even a
$300,000 coin or that stash of gold bullion. Just don't tell nobody.
Right. I mean, if I didn't have the vision of a softball-sized nugget in my head as my goal, well, why would I do this? I mean, as far as the gold, there would be That's my goal, right? To find that, because I'm sure it's the same for you too. It's the thrill of the hunt, but it's also
you're right, Anthony.
Yeah,
it is a thrill of the hunt, but there is a goal involved. Your idea is either find history, find wealth, find something.
Right.
That's because we're not out there just. I mean, you don't go out there just to waste time.
No, you're going out.
I can go fishing and put no bait on my hook and do that. Or not put batteries in my metal detector. Didn't find nothing today, but I had a good time. Right? I mean, it's the thrill of the hunt is the greatest, but there's also you got to have a reward. If there's no reward, there's no reason, right?
I agree.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the biggest reason.
Whatever
it doesn't have to be right. Whatever reward you feel is your reward. It doesn't have to be the biggest. I mean, finding that one thing on your bucket list that was just a tiny little thing, didn't mean nothing to anybody else but you, right? That's your reward. That's your prize. So we go for a prize. We love everything around it too. I'm not gonna put any less importance to the friendships and the teaching and being outside. I'm not gonna put any less on it, but I'm not gonna put any less on the reward that I'm searching either. It's right up there with it. It's all part of it.
Because you want to find that again, that thrill of the hunt. You want to find that thing that's going to excite you the most. That thing that's like, this is what I've been looking for. Whether it be the gold or that silver coin or that old coin or whatever, it's
that buckle or yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's be real here, right?
Yeah.
So now that you've been doing this for 2 years, have you thought about other things? And you do any other type of treasure hunting, like bottle dump digging in general?
Yeah,
Well,
it's pretty much
but he was taking so much.
that's like bottle digging, mudlarking together over there. I do want to actually try bottle digging like in the woods. Hopefully this spring I'll be able to do that. I've given magnet fishing a try. Um, it was fun, but I don't know. You know, I have two magnets in my car. I think one of them went in the water, and once was it. I've never really done it again.
I mean, not everything is going to trip your trigger.
Right.
You know,
Right.
not everything is going to be as much fun to you as it is to the next person. So,
Correct.
but you know, you got to try it. You got to at least try it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why you don't go full tilt right off the bat. You know, you go with the smaller equipment just to try. You know, yeah, because I've got magnets too. I think we've gone once, twice maybe.
That's when I turn around and say, I'm glad I only spent like $30 on it, and that's it.
Right, right.
But we keep going by this one bridge. It looks really good. We're going to stop this spring and check it out.
Is it really tagged up and dirty
No,
around it?
no, I haven't found that bridge yet.
Oh, okay. Well, the treasure vixens, they
That's
say
that's
what they look for.
that dirty old tagged up bridge. That means kids been hanging out there at night and throwing stuff over the edge, and everybody else.
Yep. Oh,
So
yeah.
have you? So you're in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to keep your gold if you find gold. Have you thought about doing gold prospecting at all? That's something you might venture
Right.
into.
It's something I thought about a while back. I don't know if I don't know if it's something I really want to get into right now. But it's something that I've seen a couple of videos where I think was it you had gold rush or something like that. You had
Yep.
And I remember when I think it was Deej went there and a couple, and I was watching everybody.
Oh, yeah, right. Gold Rush. I'm not Gold Rush, but Flash Bash.
Flash Bash, that was it. And I was like, oh, it looks pretty cool, but I was like, I don't know if it's something I'd really want to get into right now.
Well, you know what's nice about here's what's nice about prospecting for gold, right? It's really cheap to get into, and you need very little equipment: a shovel,
A gold pan,
a gold pan,
a snuffer bottle.
snuffer bottle. I don't know. I guess. Yeah, that's about it.
To start, that's about it. Then if you
That's
like
about it.
you get a flash in your pan and you like it, then you could upgrade to a sluice and a classifier, a bucket, and a number 2 shovel and a sluice. Then if you really like that and getting better gold, then a high banker or a dredge, and then you go bigger from there. Oh, I need to move more material.
It's one of these things that you can get into fairly inexpensive, you know.
Yeah.
$20 for a pan, you know, a shovel gonna cost you, you know, for under $100 you can get out in the creek and find $100 worth of gold.
Yeah.
Thing is that
depending on where you are. So like in New York, you're not allowed to keep the gold.
Well, you're not supposed to. So even if you find it, don't say you find it. No, no, ranger, I haven't found nothing. And what little I did, I catched and released. So,
that's it.
Either catch or release, and you're looking for lead.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've seen people find gold here in New York. I mean, not to say like nuggets and stuff like that, but I've seen people find gold rings, gold chains, things like that. They keep, or they try to see if there's a name written in it. They'll try to find the person and return it.
Okay. Now you're talking about different gold.
Now,
Right.
here's something
talking
you
about-
could try. You could crevice the sidewalks in the jewelry district. There's been Jeff Williams, Clash Guitars,
Adam.
yeah, Prospectors
He did-
Theory. He did that in Boston.
Right.
I think Pioneer Polly's even done it, and each time
Yep.
they find faceted stones, some gold, platinum, and stuff. While the
We found,
jewelers are working on stuff, they'll get stuck in their clothes or in their pants cuffs and stuff, and they'll knock them out on the streets and stuff.
Well, yeah, I never thought of that.
Oh yeah.
How simple that could be.
A jewelry shop that has the jeweler station has carpet underneath it. Cut that carpet out. You're gonna find lots of stuff in there. But yeah, I agree, Stash. The government shouldn't be regulating gold at all.
Mhm.
The thing about gold in New York goes back to the colony days.
Oh
when
yeah,
it was still the crown's property. So they still have they still have a law there that says any minerals, gold, we're talking about raw stuff out of the
Right.
ground, belongs to the king.
Okay, that I did not know.
Yeah. In Michigan, it's kind of the same. Kind of the same. You can collect up to what was it? A half ounce, an ounce? No, not even an ounce. Over a year, they have a limit to how much you're supposed to find. I've never found gold in Michigan or New York.
no.
Not ever, 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 ever.
And if I did, I wouldn't claim it. It's like if I was metal detecting anywhere in the country and found a tin can full of gold eagles. What gold
Or a
eagles?
cannon.
What gold eagles?
What gold eagles? You know, never seen them.
Exactly.
So what
Exactly.
got you? So I noticed your YouTube channel has only been up a few months, right?
No, it's actually
No?
started it, I think, in
May 8th, 2020. So
2020.
you've been
I started-
around for 3 years,
Talk
roughly.
about it.
But I didn't have any like videos up on it for a while because I just didn't know what I was doing at that time. I was like, okay, let's see. And then one day I was sitting in my car and I said, you know what? I'm just going to videotape myself talking about how I got into this and,
Right.
you know, and just a little bit about me. So it allowed people to put a face to the name. And I put that, and I didn't even know how to upload. And I went on, I was just like clicking on things and I uploaded it. And that was it. After that, I was like, okay, this isn't so bad.
Now, Harry Curry has a question. Anthony, have you ever gone swinging with Merle?
Yes, I have.
There you go, Terry.
A couple of times with Merle. He's frequented my very first time actually park hunting was with like that whole, they call themselves the Scavengers. And it was like Merrill, Dogstar Blazer, the Detecting Zone, Jackpot G-Laws, a whole bunch of us. It was like 10 of us. And we had a great time. And they were actually showing me what to do because I had no idea. I went in, I knew how to turn on the detector and a little bit from what I had read in the instructions at that point. But they were the ones who started telling me, well, here, look, let's turn down this volume for this. Raise, you know, put your sensitivity at this, you have it too high and so forth. And I had a great time that day. I don't think I found hardly anything but clad and a toy car, but That was my first time with him,
At
and then
least it wasn't pull tabs and hand
a lot of
slaw.
bottle caps, a lot
or
of can.
or foil balls.
Yeah, it's just like in the parks, especially that park, the park that I've always gone with Merrill. It's such a trashy park that even with people tell me, oh, you should use the 6-inch coil there because it'll be able to pinpoint more better. You still get, no matter, you could swing it right across, you'll get a ping every second. It's
So you
always
start digging them out.
Yeah, you just got to keep on digging. But I've had my fun there. Merrill's a really nice guy. He was when I started watching him, he was really the reason why I started getting more and more hooked onto it, because it was more familiar seeing somebody coming into my area.
Right.
He's not from Brooklyn, but yet he was coming into a couple of Brooklyn parks and hunting them. And it was like, wow, there's only like 15 minutes, 10 minutes from my house. So, I contacted one of them on Instagram, and they were like, oh, we're all getting together on this date. Why don't you come meet us? I was like, you think it'll be okay? And, I didn't know the people. He was like, oh, come, just come. Everybody was so gracious. They were all very nice. They were out there just ready to help.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I always push. If you're getting into something like this, join a club, join a local club around you, even if it's the first year or so, just to learn. Because just like you and everybody else, people are willing to help. They're willing to help you out. If you're being nice.
Yeah. You have the few people that you see sometimes. I've come across a couple of people in the parks that are pretty much, you say hi to them and they're just like, hi, I'm hunting this area. And that's, you don't come across
and
them.
You go hunt somewhere else. Right.
Yeah. Basically, this is my spot. Please don't come into, they don't say it in a bad way, but at the same point,
I think prospectors can be very much the same way.
Yeah.
We don't mind sharing knowledge, but when it comes to let's say glory holes or something, or good spots, it's like No Tell'em Creek. Oh, where'd you find that? Oh, No Tell'em Creek. Or if we point west, you might want to look east. But
we'll teach you all you need to know to find your own, without a doubt.
Yeah, I know there's a trust issue.
Yeah, just don't be poking your shovel in my hole now.
Yeah. But once you get to know them and they get a feel for you and stuff, things change.
Yeah.
Have you ever dug with Indiana Tones?
He is the one of that group that I have not hunted with yet. I've spoken to him. He was supposed to actually meet me and Fred Romano, I think it was months ago. But he ended up getting called into work and he couldn't meet us that day. He's the one guy out of that whole New York crew that I haven't gotten to hunt with. And what's funny is actually he invited me to, he belongs to a club in Staten Island. It's called, I think, the Staten Island History Hunters. And on February 1st, they're having their open meeting for new people to come in. So he had invited me. So I think I'm going to go over there more to just, I want to go see what it's all about. Like, even like you were saying, best thing to do sometimes is join a club. You get to meet like-minded individuals and get to meet him finally,
Right on. Yeah, we think clubs are important, especially for the greenhorn, the noob. With prospecting clubs, it opens up ground. Anything east of the Mississippi, it's mostly private. So gaining access to land is a big issue, just like you guys. We're also detectorists, so we have to follow the rules and regs
Right.
of the city, township, and state, if any. And we also respect private property rights. So, unfortunately, we're not out west anymore, or I'm not out west anymore, where public lands is a lot easier to come by.
Right.
But now, so far, to date, what is your favorite find? And if so, do you have it handy?
I do have a couple of things handy. My favorite
Guys,
find
these guys
is,
are fogging up my screen over here, so let's get them some.
my favorite find is I found about a year and a half ago. It's actually a Confederate naval button.
Ooh.
Nice.
I was on Coney Island Beach and I was detecting one on a cold morning, and I was finding nothing that day. And right before I left on the way to the exit, I actually found that. When I first saw it, it has a CN on it. And I thought it was ON. So I'm here. I got home. I'm like, I found nothing but junk today. Got some change. So my wife's like, "What's this?" And I go, I think it's an old Navy button off somebody's bathing suit. And she started looking at it, and I said, "Yes, it says ON on the bottom, so it's probably Old Navy." She goes, "No, Anthony, it says CN." So she looked it up. Like, she said anchor button with an anchor and CN, and it came up Confederate naval button. And I'm like,
Nice, nice.
Confederate button doing on Coney Island. And then some information that I found out actually a couple of months later was I was speaking to one of the Parks Department people there. Due to beach erosion, they always bring in new sand and they truck it in from the Carolinas.
Ah,
Oh, now it made a little bit more sense where it was
right.
coming down
Sure.
south. But that's like one of my favorite finds that I've had.
We have Dog Star Blazer metal detector says sup, and hello to everyone. He says sup, Anthony.
What's going on, Carlos? It's one of the New York.
Carlos, welcome, Carlos.
Exploring with Nug. How you doing, Jeremy?
Hey,
Good
what's
to
up,
see
Nug?
you. Say hi to Cat Toy Lady for me, please. Exploring with Nug. He was a detectorist river hunter. Now he helps.
Big time.
He helps search and recover missing persons. Keep up the good work, brother.
You bet.
Very cool.
I got a question from Terry Curry.
Okay.
Anthony, have you ever detected the sidewalks around the clubs and bars in New York City?
No, I haven't.
Why not?
Just
some of them.
It's all cement. I mean, something, but as far as like what do they call curb strips go, there's not many where I'm at. And you're not allowed to hit the areas. It's something I've actually been wanting to look into to see if there's any way to get permission to do it. Because there's one big main street that heads straight up from downtown Brooklyn all the way up to Coney Island.
Wear a safety vest and a hard hat and go from there.
Don't metal detect it. Don't metal detect it. What you do is you go out there with a broom and a dustpan and a bucket and just sweep up the cracks. Take it all home with you, and then you can pan it out.
Through there.
Stuff.
Yeah, lay it out, detect it, whatever, but you might need a gold pan too.
Yeah, just to sift through it a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a classifier too to take out the twigs and cigarette butts and stuff.
Yeah.
And go ahead and grab that chewing gum because the gold stuff will stick to that too. No. But if you, I don't know if you watched any of those videos.
Frederick says
Jeff.
that kind of stuff don't fly in NYC.
Jeff Williams did a video on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polly, Pioneer Polly did a video. There's a few videos out there that they'll show you how to do it. They'll show you how to do it, where to go, how to look for it. Like, again, you got to get permission.
Right. Right.
Walk around. Oh, yes, absolutely. There you go, Stash. Walk around with a cordless vac in a backpack or a duffel bag. Suck it all up.
Yeah.
Just like out on the Yuba, right?
Right.
Suck them cracks.
Or Bedrock Anywhere. Suck up those
right.
cracks. You know. I don't think Clash Guitars got permission, but he did it at night too.
Yeah, Clutch did it. That's right. Clutch did it too.
He was just cleaning up the cracks in the crevice tool. Yes, Kyle, keen prospecting. Crevice tools in a vacuum. And clean it all up. You never know.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna find.
Or
Yeah,
have you talked to like construction outfits when they demo a building, if you could get into it, or take up an old sidewalk or something?
I haven't tried that yet, or I haven't had the opportunity near me, or where I would be able to ask about that at this time yet.
Yeah, you've only been in a couple years. You're just starting. That's good. You got lots of opportunities. Now I'm sure you've heard a couple of spots you hadn't thought about.
Yeah, I love the whole gold district thing. I never would have even thought that it's true. If they're working on jewelry, all the little pieces fall on their clothes. They walk outside, it falls on the floor.
Right, that gold filings, when they're filing down rings and stuff, that falls, drops, lays in their cuffs. They go outside, smoke a cigarette back in the shop, and stuck to their shoes and stuff, and it falls.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what's one thing. Another thing that it's funny. I just saw a short on this today, as a matter of fact. Guy pulls up to a pile in the Walmart parking lot, a pile of snow, and just all kinds of trash in it. He goes, "There's treasure anywhere you look." He gets out of his car and pulls out a 10mm wrench. Oh, heck yeah! The treasure for the day, a 10mm.
No.
Showed going dumpster diving behind like old, an old Best Buy or something like that, and they're pulling out stuff that was returned that probably still works, but they just returned it because there was a crack in it, and then they throw it out.
Look, we all know our videos and how we make our videos and stuff, and he's probably gone to 10, 20 dumpsters before he finds that one.
Right.
And that's fine. We get it. But it's never as easy as it looks like it is.
Oh no. You know what it is? If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it.
Right.
And you get some of these like I've seen Merrill actually put up a video of this, a couple of these YouTube channels, and it shows these people and they're like waving a low-end detector, and they're like, "Oh, wait," and they go to a stump, an old stump that has a hole in it.
Yeah,
like, I'm getting a beep. What could it be? They brush away some leaves, and there's this big statue that you could see is painted gold. And they're like, "Oh my God."
Some gold idol hidden in a tree, or
I like the ones where they dig out this big old nugget out of the ground,
I saw one where this guy was using a magnet, picking up all these gold rocks and stuff. I think it was on TikTok though, and I'm like, dude, gold ain't magnetic. Fake. So,
and all that to get likes or to get, I can't deal with those kind of things. I don't like watching.
I hear you.
Yeah,
and
I don't think
They're
And
out
what's
there.
really cool is I know that there's in our chat room, most of these guys here are gonna go, yeah, that's all crap. They don't watch it.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said earlier, it's so easy to find a rabbit hole on YouTube.
Ain't that
pick a
the
subject.
truth?
Pick a
Yeah.
subject.
Okay, now we know you're basically new to the lifestyle of detecting and treasure hunting. You've
hmm
tried a few different fingers of the treasure hunting hand. You're loving detecting. How has detecting and YouTube affected your life since 2020?
It's got me out more. Um, it's got me like I was very much a homebody. I had closed my business due to COVID, so I was out of work, and I started doing this. I mean, thank God I'm in a point where I'm okay. If I'm pretty much retired now, but
Right.
um, it got me out. It got me out and doing things that I wasn't doing. Um, I mean, I suffer from mental health issues. I suffer from panic attacks and anxiety. And I always used to have a hard time driving places by myself. And I still do to go very far. But like from my house to Coney Island Beach, I would always go with somebody. And I wanted to detect it so badly that I got in the car, and it actually helped me to get out there by myself. And now it's like no big deal for me to do certain things. Certain spots that I couldn't go to, I'm able to go to, and I push myself further than I
Well,
what do you call
that's
years.
that's one of the things. That's one of the things that has helped me out is, with PTSD and depression and things like that. Is you're able to get out of the way. There are a lot of times being stuck in a house, even if you're not stuck, you stay home, you don't do nothing. That's very depressing, and that's the great thing about what we're doing is we getting outside. Even if
Yes.
you're going out, taking a walk, at least you're going out and doing something.
The
This is
great
giving you
outdoors.
right. This is giving you something to go out for. You
Right.
know, it's giving
Purpose.
you a purpose, which helps with your mental health, which is part of the reason why we're doing take a vet prospecting. To help with that, because that's one of my problems. I get into a depression. I'll sit forever. But if I can get outdoors and get out on the creek and do some digging and just kind of relax and just get into it,
Creek
that helps so
therapy,
much.
dirt
Yes,
therapy.
good
Yeah,
therapy.
pretty much it. It helped me a lot. It's and it's got me doing things that I haven't been doing in a long time. So, I'm kind of glad I fell into this hobby. I wish I fell into it earlier, but I think a lot of people always wish they fell into the hobby earlier. But
Wish in one hand and doo-doo in
yeah,
the other, right?
and it's one of the things I love about it, that it gets me out. That's why I was
Right.
saying it was like, even if I don't find a lot, yes, it is the thrill of the hunt, and you have to have that purpose of that goal of finding something. But it's that whole point of, even if I go out and I don't find anything, it's a good day for me because I'm
Yeah,
not, I'm
yeah,
not
it's got. I don't get disappointed if I don't find gold. You
right.
know, I've been out, I've been having a good time. Sometimes I don't even look for it. Sometimes just to get out and be out there amongst everybody, just hanging out and being out is enough.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, I love getting out there and digging and you know, yeah, being physical once in a while is very
hmm
uh it's good for your physical health and your mental health.
Yeah.
So get off the couch. Get out of my chair. Yeah, I can't wait to hear from you with too.
Yeah, I hear you, Kyle. Hopefully, first weekend in July. Now, everyone has a white whale.
Last weekend, Ed.
Well, what?
Next weekend? Oh, that
Last
one.
weekend of July.
Oh,
Last
last weekend of July. Oh, my bad. Do you have a white whale yet?
I would love to find a tribe. That's
Oh, I
one
have
thing.
one right here.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I have others that I mean, that's my white whale to find. I really would love to find a tribe. I haven't found one, but there are some things that are so that people tell me that like you haven't found that yet, and it's like I haven't found a silver quarter yet. I found mercs, I found bobbers, I found a whole bunch of silver coins like that, but I've yet to find just a regular, silver quarter, George Washington quarter. And that's one thing that I'm always like, that's one of the things I want to find this year. So it's like that's kind of high on my bucket list this year. But the tribe, my white whale right now, that's one of those things pretty hard to find for me.
You'll get it one day.
Yeah.
I'm rooting
least
for you,
expecting it.
Anthony. I'm rooting for
You're
you.
least expecting it. When you're in a spot where you know there isn't one.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So you're fairly new, and I'm sure and very excited about what you're doing. I can tell. I'm going to pose a hypothetical to you.
Okay.
One that goes like this: no limits to anything. You can melee tech wherever you want.
Don't matter if it's Gettysburg, whatever.
Wherever
You name it. The moon, Mars.
Money's no object. You got 10 days.
Europe.
Do whatever you.
I want to go. Europe. I want to go find hammered. I want to go find some hammered coins and old coins like that. That's basically where I would love to go.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd see now. For me, Europe would be World War II. I would look for World War II stuff.
That'd be cool, but like
Viking
hordes or Saxon or something.
But always on the lookout. Always on the lookout for that horde.
I need to say something to Walter.
Thanks for I heard what you said.
What was that, Ed?
I didn't say that. I said horde.
I heard what you said.
Whatever.
Anyways. He threw him off.
This is a family-friendly show. It's not like I'm gonna say, I want to find me a Roman whore.
Yeah, I did offer them to my husband. What the heck?
Well, believe me, if we dug up a Roman whore, she'd be very crusty, Ruby. I think you're safe, girl. I think you're safe.
Yeah, I'd be looking for the more modern ones, I think.
Better not be looking for any of them. Got news for you.
Anyway, I see the chat.
All right, thank you, Dogster. Oh yeah, super chat. Well, super sticker, not super chat, but thank you. So.
Okay.
Europe. That's very popular answer, especially in your community, in your part of the community.
A lot of them say that.
Yep.
Yeah. like in the prospecting finger, a lot of times it's Alaska
Or
or
Australia.
Australia. And I'd be on both those boats in a heartbeat if I could.
No problem.
But I wouldn't mind going to England or something and digging for hammies or Roman or Saxon hordes.
England's beautiful.
Scotland
Yeah,
would be
Scotland.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know that what's cool is all those same places have gold in them too. So
That's true. Yeah.
yep.
Northern England, Scotland, Ireland,
Yep.
even over mainland Europe, gold's all over. You know what I think I'd pick dredging with a big dredge in the Himalayas.
Wow.
Uh,
That'd be cool. Just the adventure would be cool.
Right.
where would you get your water?
There's all kinds of rivers flowing off the Himalayas.
Okay. They
It's
find gold there?
I believe so.
Hmm.
I believe so. And yes, the Himalayas are mostly known for mountain climbing, like
Right.
Everest and K2 and a bunch of other peaks, but
Right. You're not talking about climbing. You're talking about, down the
dredging.
bottom.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What the hell are you gonna do with a dredge way up there?
Okay, let's get to the top of K2. I think there's a pocket up here.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But
helicopter can't go that
here's what's
high.
funny. Here's what's funny. Very few places hold the ability for us to find gold as easy as we can find it here in Ohio. I mean, think about our trips down to North Carolina. Yeah, they got gold down there, but after being down there for a week or so and going here and there, and we could have stayed home and found just as much gold.
True, but part
But
of
it's an
it,
adventure.
we
It's an
have to be honest with our first trip down there, though. We did a lot of looky-looing.
That we did too. That we did.
And
We do that here.
we do that here too, but yeah. We did come to that conclusion. We could find just about as much as we do down there as we do here,
Right.
and the drive's a lot closer. But
Yeah, only 2 hours.
Had a good time.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. I'll do it again. But
Yeah.
sometimes going somewhere else thinking you're going to find bigger and better, it doesn't always work. It's not always true. It's right there, right where you're at. I mean, look what you found. You found that naval button right in your, practically in your backyard. Right? So I just like getting out there and having fun.
Dogster Blazer Metal Detectorist. I hunted with Anthony a few times, and he's one of the coolest guys to hang out with.
Thanks.
And checks in the mail, dog.
He is a great guy, though. He is a great guy.
Like I said, this whole community, the majority of people are really great people. Great to be around.
And I think that's what drew me more into the hobby as well. You had a lot of people that were, just open to helping.
Right.
Yeah.
Which makes it even worse for you because now you like doing it.
Yeah.
And now, okay.
Secret Creek Prospecting brought up something in the chat room. I just want to reflect on this a little bit. I always want to meet a good-looking female Bigfoot. Actually, there's a story. You could search it and find it about a
Yeah.
prospector in British Columbia in the 1800s. I forget which. It wasn't far out of Vancouver. Um, I He claims he got kidnapped by a Sasquatch and was forced to be a sex slave to the female Sasquatch. So you being in the Pacific Northwest, brother, be careful what you wish for. Quite a hairy experience there. Yeah, no, yeah, be a bit hairy, right, Brad? Yeah. Then he says, I'll bring my Norelco shaver. And do not forget your water straw. I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Okay, we're falling off the rails here, guys.
Well, yeah, we do go left sometimes and steer our way back in. And after all, the show's supposed to be about our friend Anthony.
Yeah, we're just getting ready to ask him too. What's in your future? Kind of things you got planned for like your YouTube channel or anything else? You got any events coming up? Anything like that happening?
Well, I know there's one event that I'm going to be hoping to be going to beginning of April. It's called Come Out Swinging in PA. And me, Frederick Romano, been talking about starting to go to some events. And this one's been well talked about on a couple of other channels and on their streams. And it's not that far. It's basically about a 2-hour ride. So I'm going to be doing that come April. I'm trying to learn a little bit more as far as how to use my camera, just get a few more interesting angles on filming my videos, just to make them a little bit more interesting. I've had a couple of people when I asked them, what do you think of the video? What do you think I should change? And some people tell me you should be more where you're showing your face a little bit more instead of just, they go a lot of videos, they show their hands and it's like, well, I just dug this out of this hole and so forth. They go try to get more engaging with people where they're seeing your face and talking. And so that's another thing I start doing. And I'm looking into doing some merch.
I know I've watched videos where the person doesn't really show their face at all.
Right.
But they're such a good commentator as to what they're doing, they don't really need to. Just enjoy watching and listening. Not everybody can pull that off, without a doubt. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on how you operate, right?
Right.
Content makes a big difference. Your personality makes a difference. If you ain't got one, then yeah, hide behind the camera. But if you got one, yeah, expose it, put it out there, because people are interested in that also,
And that's pretty much
Okay.
what's going on now.
Yeah. So, not including the people that you've already metal detected with and enjoy metal detecting with and are your best buds out there metal detecting with, is there someone that you haven't metal detected with that you'd love to hang out with?
I mean, I'd really love to meet a lot of people, but there's nobody like in particular that I have on my mind that it's like, oh, I really need to hunt with them. Off the top of my head, I really don't have anybody.
Aqua Jigger, Grapevines,
Gypsy,
but it's like
Gypsy Jules,
Rachel.
I would actually love to hunt.
Digging with
go.
Brett.
I actually had the chance to go out mudlocking with Amanda with Digger Tagalas.
Oh, that'd be cool.
We had fun. She came down and she met up with Audra, Jersey History Hunter.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And basically they went on a Saturday to Dead Horse Bay and they were staying over and going again on Sunday. So I met them that Sunday. But it just so happened it was like the first coldest day of and we were out there for maybe 2 hours, and that was it. We were freezing. We both put video, all three of us put videos up about it, but it was just such a cold day. But she's a sweetheart. She's a great person. And I was excited to meet her because it was somebody I hadn't met before. But
she was fun when she was a guest. I'd like to go detecting and mudlarking with her. She finds a lot of cool stuff up there in Maine too.
Yeah, she is. She knows, like, when we were out there on the sand, like, I've gone there a few times before, but she was like, no, you have to dig into this and look for these spots. And she was really, really nice. Like, as far as like, and she found so many really cool things that day.
Awesome.
So it was, but I would love to, go hunt with Gypsy.
So how many marbles have you found?
I've only found 3.
Oh, but hey, you found them, huh?
Yeah.
I have this theory that there's marbles everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
I found 3, all 3 of them in the same park at different times. And it's just so weird because it's like, you always dig them up, and the marble is the first thing I've found. And then I find like that
target,
whatever, the metal. But it's always like, oh, nice. I'm like, and then I'm like having a hard time finding the metal. And it's like, oh, okay, I got another scoop out. Okay, here it is. But it's like, marble's always the first thing that pops out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, anytime I dig somewhere, I find marbles for some yards, anywhere. It's just I keep finding them. It's all right. I lost quite a few, so. I used to play marbles a lot when I was a kid. That's what I meant.
Yeah, no, I know. We all used to have the shooter and all that, the big one.
Yeah. Yeah, I still collect them. I'm terrible.
I actually, when I started finding them, I didn't know what the big deal was at first until I found the first one. And then for some reason, it takes you back to your childhood.
Right.
And
Well, that's what it is.
Reminiscing and thinking of, what, when you used to play with them and so forth. And after that, every time I find them, I've yet to find one at Dead Horse Bay where people go there and find tons of them, but I just haven't found them there yet.
I think that's what treasure hunting does to all of us. It takes us back to our youth when we used to think about hunting pirate treasure and, going in your backyard digging for treasure because you're a little kid, you don't know any better. But still, you still had that desire. And that's something you never outgrow, obviously.
Yeah, it brings out the Goonies in all of us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I guess that's one of our better traits.
Now, I always look at them. I go, now I said, I'm living the dig life, and that's it. I'm having fun. I'm living the dig life.
Oh, it's upside down. That's why I didn't sell it. You see my cup?
Yep.
This is born to Melitech, forced to work. That was a misprint. I put it on back upside down.
Now it's your personal mug, right?
Yes. No, it's a container now. Right now, it's little pens and this and that and cricket stuff. And so you plan on continuing to grow your YouTube channel?
I mean, I would love to have more people get more subs.
Right.
I'm not looking for that. Oh, where people are like, oh yeah, you got to get over 1,000. You could get monetized. To me, I do it more for the fun of it because I enjoy it.
And there you go. That's the same thing that happens to a lot of people treasure hunt.
Everybody starts that way.
Yeah.
then
I just
Gonna make
enjoy
a million doing
But
YouTube videos.
to me is if it grows, that's great. You know, that's I mean, that's the object of doing this. Just
Right.
like you have a goal to go out and find that gold or that treasure. You know, your goal when you start your YouTube channel is to grow it, have it, you know, get a lot of subs. And if it happens or when it happens, that's great. But I'm not, you know, I'm not upset if it goes very slowly or anything like that. It's been growing. You know, I always laugh because people tell me, "But you've been on here for so long." I go, "No, I've only been on for like 2.5 years," and they're like, "Yeah, but we thought you'd have like 3,000." I said, I don't even have that many videos. I don't put a video out like every week or anything. I put if I go out hunting, I get some footage that I think is worth putting on, I put it on. You know, I
Right.
try to keep it real. I'm not the type of person that's like, okay, here's a ring and here's a, you know, a diamond and here's I don't put just the good finds. If I find a quarter or a penny, I put that on there too. But a lot of times when I'm just going out there and just having a day of all clad change, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do a video on this. So I won't do it. You know, and there are times I go out, you know, metal detecting and I'm like, you know what, today I'm not taking the camera. I just want to be in the zone and be by myself and, you know, and I'll go somewhere by myself and I just put my headphones on and I walk around and, you know, it takes me to another place. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, because if you were to spend all your time trying to make your money on YouTube, then that's all you're doing. You're not going out and doing that. Yeah, you do a little stuff, but you know, sometimes it gets it gets to the point where it starts taking over, and you're not really being honest anymore.
Right.
You know?
I told
Yeah,
people I had a job.
I've had my YouTube channel. I've had my YouTube channel for about 5 years now. I've got 233 subscribers.
Woohoo!
That's it. I think I just hit like 630.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. I said, okay, that's all within the past like month. It's gone up from like the 500 number into the sixes. I was like, okay, that's cool. You know,
Yeah,
and if it grows, it grows.
When we first started doing this, I was doing videos, and me and Ed were both doing videos, and I'd put them on my YouTube channel for Ed to pull off and use in the videos. So I never really did videos for production other than a few instructional videos that I got up, maybe a shout out video, but other than that, not really into YouTube because, again, if I wanted to get into YouTube, that would take up all my time, and that's what I would have to be doing all the time if I was trying to make money at it.
That's the great thing I love about my the live stream. You know, I have fresh content every week. It's live, no editing, even though I do enjoy editing. But you know, I love the instant satisfaction also from the room, you know.
Right.
Yes. And especially, I think one of our things is that we really engage with our room, with our chat room. We don't just let them sit there and listen to us. You know, we talk with them, we answer their questions, we respond to some of their stuff. I don't type in chat room because I'm busy talking here.
Right.
And it's easy for me just to go ahead and say, thanks, Kyle King Prospecting. He just subbed. You know, I don't know who he subbed to.
And thanks, Down East Detecting and Prospecting, for the $10 super chat. Flash Spam Challenge. So show some support for Ed. Ruining my island time for years. He's really big into Curse of Oak Island. Yeah, you should have got on me when I was trying to figure out. You know, I was bouncing around GPS schedule like you know, Bob. And it was
Yep.
Thursday or Tuesday when
And Ron said it first.
when Radio, speaking of Radio, where the hell are you, boy? You should have spoke up and say, no, that's island time. Thursday, Ed. Thursday, Ed. We love you, though, even though you watch Oak Island over us. But at least you're here at commercial. Thank you,
Right.
buddy. We love you, brother.
Let's see. That's what makes this show at the head of the pack, Jesse. The interaction. Yeah, I believe so too, Terry. I think that's what people enjoy about the show. That they're not just sitting there listening to us talking. You know, they're part of the conversation. You know, so yeah, I think that helps a lot.
Definitely.
Slowly.
Well, if it
Right.
wasn't for everyone out there, well, we'd be just some guys sitting in a Zoom meeting talking but you know, if there was 30, 50, 5, 2 people out here, I'd still be doing it. You know. That I have to say I really, can you tell I really enjoy the live streaming?
That you do.
The
Ooh.
1874 trade token late last week. Good for one loaf of bread. Nice.
Oh, B. Higgles, I'd be interested
would've-
in that. I love trade
Yeah, he would have
tokens.
given you 2 loaves of bread.
I like trade tokens better than coinage. I mean,
Hey, Bill, you know what you can do? Bill goes, Jesse needs a new channel, Cave Painting with Jesse. First lesson, baby pics.
Bill's our favorite peanut gallery member. He's
Yeah.
been joining us for years. And I need to say one more time, thanks for the super chat to our friend Down East Detecting and Prospecting. Really appreciate it, Bob. And, you know, we're going on our 6th year. I'm not going to change to Thursdays now. Sorry, buddy.
Bob goes, I got 3 personalities, so you always have at least 3 listeners.
Right on.
Well,
Bob.
but they're all part-time listeners, Ed.
Right. Only during commercial breaks and after
Right.
Oak Island ends. That's okay. We'll take it.
Yeah, that's what we love. That's what we like too, Dog Star. Is the fact that treasure hunting does bring people together, and not, you know, even people outside the community see what's going on. They get interested. They'll stop in, check us out, and you know, maybe come back. So we're all ambassadors of what we're doing. So you know, it's best to, you know, I'm not saying be goody two shoes and all. I would never say that. But you know, at least put a good light on what we're doing.
We're doing,
Anytime.
yeah.
Right,
course.
especially when we put ourselves out in a public forum like YouTube or anything like that.
Correct.
People look at us more, and if we're doing something that's unethical or something, they're like, oh, it must be okay or something. So we
Puts a bit on it all.
that
Right.
too, you know, and others that have no clue, and it could totally turn them off to the lifestyle and the people in general. So.
Right.
I mean, there's places that even though you're allowed to be there, you're allowed to be there digging and dredging and stuff. You'll still have somebody come by and go, "Oh no, you can't be doing that here. That's no good. You know, you're destroying everything." It's
I've had that.
bad. And it's all due to not being, you know, being told the complete truth. especially on the prospecting shows. Like, and I'm going to say this about the prospecting shows, the metal detecting shows that are on TV. They wind up leaving us all in a bad light because they don't show the fact that we do clean up, the fact that we do fill our holes in, the fact that we reclamate, and just like you guys belly detecting, you fill your holes in.
Yeah.
But they don't show that, they don't push that on these shows, and that's the part that upsets me about them. You know?
And
Yeah, we had a lady.
unfortunately, a lot of them are drama. I'm sorry, Anthony.
No,
Right.
it's we had a lady when we were in the park, me and Fred. She started walking up to us, and we get a lot of people walk up to us and they're like, "Hey, what'd you find?" And "Oh, this is so
Right.
cool." And this lady was just walking right towards me. I had just opened up a plug, and I thought she was going to ask me, "Hey, what'd you find? Anything good?" And she was the rudest person in the world. She was just like, "You better effing fill that plug, that hole right now. You dig the holes here and you leave them all open." And I was like, with all due respect, I said, "I fill everything in." And now this is a section of the park where they have all the dogs come out in the morning.
Oh.
And there's a lot of little holes that are probably, an inch, 2 inches, little like things where the dogs just dig out. And I said,
Right.
"Well, some of them," I said, "I'm not saying it's not all people." I said, "There might have been somebody who doesn't know, the ethics of this hobby and left it. But a lot of these are dogs. The dogs don't dig holes. She went off on us, cursing at us nonstop. And, and I was trying to be nice about it. And, I kept on in my mind, I'm going, "You know what? Just be nice. You'll be the bigger person." But she just kept on and people just started looking at her. And finally, I just turned around and I just, gave it right back after a couple of seconds. I was like, "No, I can't take this no more." I yelled at her back, and then her friend, once she saw that, I'm trying to be nice, but I'm not going to take your crap.
Right.
Her friend grabbed her. "Why are you bothering these people? Let's just go." They left.
Karen.
And, that were like, "I can't believe she went after you for that." And I said, "I filled my holes." And the guy goes, "I've seen you here a couple of times. I know that, you guys never leave these holes or nothing."
Well,
And
she's either fell in the hole at one time,
that's what I think.
or has been listening to gossip,
Yeah.
but doesn't know what's really going on.
Yeah. And I mean, if she would have came up to me and said, "Look, I tripped in a hole. I don't know if it was, I'm not saying it's you.
Right.
Please make sure you fill in the hole." I would have
Yeah.
said, "I fill in the hole all the time. I'm very sorry, that you got hurt that way." But to come up to me and just start like F and F and F, it was like, if F verb, the noun, and the period in every sentence she was saying that day.
Jeez Louise.
She just probably had a bad morning.
I think a Karen's a Karen,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And just be glad her Kevin wasn't with her,
Mhm.
And on that note, I need to say, oh yeah, super chat. Thank you, Dogster, for the super sticker.
Nice. ECP, welcome. We're getting ready to close.
Give Milo a pat on the head and tell Tony hello. And maybe we'll see you this season, buddy. I know this. Last season I went detecting more than I went prospecting.
I hit the like button, Jaron.
Yeah.
About that. Don't forget the like button. I hit it. The rest of you guys can do it too.
Like button.
Frederick said she was a super Karen.
That's right. Frederick started yelling at her too.
Yeah, those are yeah. Now there's a rabbit hole you can go down on
Terry
YouTube.
Curry says she'd be more than happy if you'd found her earrings. So, right. So if you ever get a message from Ring Finder and you go up to meet him and it's that Karen, just turn around, walk away, and have a big middle finger on your shirt or something. It's just for you, Karen.
What?
Oh,
And did you resub, Bob? I think he unsubs to me every Wednesday or every Tuesday when he comes in during commercial break and has to resub back.
B. Higgles says, I saw detectives at the beach in my Monday video. Tried to make small talk and chit chat. They wouldn't even speak to me.
Wow.
some people are going to be like that.
Yeah, well, I don't really know what B. Higgles looked like, so I don't know why they would.
You met him at Flash Bash.
Oh, okay. Oh, I
He
did.
was
Yeah.
with Shane from
Right.
Ohio River History.
Yep. Yeah.
It's Brian, like is B. Higgles' name, I think.
Yes. The man with the
Yep.
red shoes.
Yep.
Yes.
Those
Yep.
world famous red shoes. Great guy. He did really good in a kiddie park. Found a really nice ring during the Flash Bash weekend.
Yeah. Him and
Yeah, videos. Oh,
he wasn't wearing headphones. Oh, Bob hit the like button. What did he win? I got
a great big thank you. So it's like a new sub now, correct? Well, I guess so. Yeah, a palladium ring. It's awesome. Palladium. Ooh.
Palladium.
That's pretty valuable. What's the current prices of palladium right now? Now
I know the gold's up, or it was yesterday, up over 19.
wow. Oh my goodness.
Is. Oh,
Yeah, I saw it. Let me look again.
I got to go get rid of a gold ring.
Yeah, 1936. Down $2.
Let's see. Per ounce?
Yes.
I believe it's hovering right around where gold is right now.
No, that is gold.
Oh, okay.
That's
Palladium
gold. I don't have palladium.
price
That's $62.25 a gram.
per ounce. 1640. Well, right now it's down $11.25. Current at 1775 and 88 cents.
So Anthony Terry Curry wants to know, you think you'll get interested in
The
gold
gold's
prospectors?
a little better right now.
Yes, it is.
It's something that at this point in time, I'm not interested in doing, but it's something that I might do in the future.
Well, tell you what, Anthony, if you're ever in our area of Ohio, make sure you get a hold of us, and maybe that day we'll meet you on the river and put a pan in your hand, run you through it.
Your other hand.
You can put in the sweat equity and pull out, get a flash in your pan, pun intended.
I'm always willing to give something a try, you know?
Just understand.
Yeah.
And believe me when I tell you, gold fever is real.
I believe it. I do believe it.
It is real.
You're more than welcome, Brian.
When I first started, I would have dreams that had to do with gold. Whatever the dream was, there was gold involved. It didn't matter what the dream was about, there was gold involved.
You're right, Downey's. Bob Downey's Detecting and Prospecting. He says, you see wild gold in the pan, you're gonna be a prospector for life.
That does it to you, I'm telling you.
He's like real, really, 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 really. And
Real.
Bill Maher says, yep. Indiana Gold Getter Scotty says, yes. And B. Higgles is laughing out loud.
Like I said, it's something that I have to try and see, see if I really do like it. I shouldn't say that it's not something I'm interested in. It's something I'd like to try someday. But it's until that time I really wouldn't know what I was doing with it. So if I am in Ohio,
Exactly. Here.
I would I'd definitely contact you. I would love to meet up and give it a try.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. If you were to join the GPAA for 1 year, it's gonna be about $100.
Right.
For that 1 year, you get membership to go anywhere in the country. I know you're not going to, but you get a membership to the club for a year, which gives you access to camping for up to 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah, 14 days.
Free in most places, maybe hookup charge, whatever. You'll get a painting kit along with that, with a little bag of painter to learn. And then you join the club and you hang out with these people and they'll teach you all you need to know about, especially your area. That's the advantage of doing that. You learn about your area. And from there you can learn, more things. And like you were just saying, you find your first piece of wild gold, you realize that you'll be the first person to ever see that, ever see that, first person, and it's yours, and you found it. And in reality, it's new wealth.
Yeah.
Muckracker Prospecting. On the leases and claims, on the claims permitting you have to follow the rules to your state. Here in Ohio, there is no permit, and you're allowed up to a 4-inch dredge. So,
then in most states too, typically if you're a member of a club, the club deals with that for you. Just depends on the state. Depends on their situation.
Okay.
Like Ed was saying, here in Ohio, we don't need a permit. Some states, Indiana, to
5-inch.
prospect in their parks, you need a permit. It's free, but they're restricted as to what you can do.
Yeah, it's hands and pans only for the most part. Small shovel and a pan in a couple of state forests in Indiana. If it's navigable waters and you have a public access and egress, it's legal. It's same as any other treasure hunting. There's research to do, not just on locations and places to go, but it's the rules and regulations, local, state, and federal. A lot of times they can shove it. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, we're coming after you.
Ed Marvin, are you there?
It was a joke, FBI. It was just a joke.
Right.
Or no, for us it would be the EPA.
Right. Anthony, the next time you run into an aggressive sweetie, start packing up your gear, fill in your hole, and ask her where are we going for a coffee.
And that'll throw her way off what's going on.
Well, that would definitely throw her off, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's Wisconsin's right next door, and there's plenty of prospectors in both Minnesota, I'm sure you know, and Wisconsin. I haven't been up there yet. Wouldn't mind. Just to meet some people and go somewhere different. Plus, I have wanderlust and wanderlust. I love to travel and I like wandering, and I wonder what's around the next bend. P. Higgles says, usually the camera helps keep Karens away. Because
No, that's when they really act up, if you ask me.
You'd be
I think
like,
they act up even more.
you're gonna be my viral video on YouTube or TikTok or wherever.
It was funny that day. I didn't even have the camera on, and I didn't even think to myself, because she caught me off guard. I didn't even think to just hit the button to put it on. And I should have, but I
Hey,
didn't.
it might have gone viral for you.
Mr. Lodak says Karens just start filming back.
Filming back. Yep.
I did a video about it, and I spoke about what just happened. It was like, you'd never believe what just happened to us, and I talked all about it. And that video is actually like got the most views that I've had on any video.
See?
Just think if you would have put her on there.
Just mentioning it, Karen.
Yeah, right. Or everybody wants to watch a good Karen.
Yeah.
That's, like I
Some
said,
of them
there's
are
a lot
really
of
funny.
there's a lot of rabbit holes in YouTube, and Karen's
Is
are
one
a
of them.
big one. Yeah. Oh, you should pair them with Court. Karen's in Court. Holy crap.
Oh, there's a lot of videos. There are times I'll put in like, Karens, and it'll come up. Karen gets what their karma gets the Karen, and all these videos pop up, and it's just so funny what you see.
Oh yeah, I'm serious. Try Karen's in Court. Holy crap, dude.
Next time, just get a little more Brooklyn on her right away.
Yeah,
what
right.
you talking about? I make a plug, not a home.
Oh no, believe me, I got Brooklyn on her, but I didn't just say the F back. I said a few other things, but I'm not going to say them on a family-friendly show.
Yeah, my boss and her son might be watching. Hi.
Muckraker Prospector says the first thing he thinks of when he hears your voice is New England clam chowder.
I love the accent, Brooklyn. First thing I think of is, New England clam chowder. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Frederick's like, what accent?
Right.
I always get the whole, you're from New York. Say the word coffee. And I'm like, coffee. They're like, no, it's coffee. And I'm like, no, it's coffee.
Coffee's Boston, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the whole, like all that in Boston is very like, I parked the car. And
yeah, they always want to hear the thing like, where do you park your car? In the Harvard yard.
But I always get the whole, say the word coffee. I want to see how you say coffee. Like coffee. I don't know.
You know what you do then? You know what you do then? You go, Folgers.
Folgers. Yeah. Oh man, Anthony, we'll have to have you come back sometime if you don't mind being tortured again.
I don't mind at all. I appreciate being on. It was my honor to be on the show.
It was our honor to have you on the show.
And if you guys in our chat room haven't subbed to him yet, not saying to go sub to him. Go watch his videos, then decide whether you want to sub to him.
If you like what he puts out and you like the man,
There you go.
please do. Watch a video, comment,
Because
make
if you
it
don't
stick.
sub, I get my uncle Nino Simeone in the Italian
Oh, no.
delegation come after you.
Not Nino. Anybody but Nino. Hey, you know what's funny about that name? I grew up with a kid named Nino. He was a little guy, but this guy would take on the whole group. He'd take on 7, 8, 9, 10 guys at a time. He didn't care.
It's always
No.
the smallest guys, usually the toughest.
Yeah. Oh, he was tough too. He was definitely a tough dude. He would take people on. He'd get his licks in before he got messed up, but he would
Dynamite comes in small packages and nitro
Oh,
in
Nino.
even smaller.
Yeah, he was a good kid.
But thank
We
you
were
so
all
much.
good kids, kind of.
Some idiots loaded up my Nemo with mud and sand while I was down diving and started testing and started tasting and smelling rotten vegetation and other stuff. So I dropped the F-bomb. I would have dropped more than the F-bomb with something like that. Nemos aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Outdoor influencer. Welcome.
Yes, he was, Terry. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you doing, brother? Outdoor influencer. Good to see you here, buddy. Boy, a couple of big shots. We had Exploring with Nug and Outdoor Influencer.
B. Higgles.
Wonder B.
Terry Curry.
Higgles. All of you.
Oh, lots of big shots in here tonight.
Remember, you can catch us on want to re-listen or catch the whole show. You at work driving, you could listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor FM, and others. Every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, we're having Dan Hurd. I've been watching that gentleman since '08. And he's come a long way and well deserved. I'm looking forward to that show. All of you, thank you for joining us tonight with our guest, Anthony from the Indiana, what the beep? The Brooklyn treasure hunter. Hey, I got a lot of things going on up in this cabasa of mine, and yeah, I can be a little loco. So
Kielbasa. Polish sausage.
ain't it like loco?
Cabeza.
Loco in the la cabeza?
Pizza.
Cabeza.
Cabeza?
Kielbasa is Polish sausage.
Okay,
Good
whatever. I'm also a gringo.
Oh yeah,
That's
right.
Well,
I forgot to take that into account.
Right. I should have the same leeway as Ray Boy does. You're more than welcome, Frederick, all of you. Again, Anthony, totally enjoyed our time with you on tonight. It was great having you.
Thanks for having
I hope wish you the best of luck in all your adventures, and may our good Lord keep you in good health.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that goes for all of you out there too.
Of course, you didn't do as much talking as I was hoping you'd do, but hey, we'll work on it.
He did enough for both of you.
I know.
And thank you, Ruby, for always being there behind the shadows, lurking in the corners.
That's right.
We enjoy your peanut gallery-ness. That's right. Everybody, thank you again for joining us. Until next time, may you always have a flash in your pan.
You know what he's gonna say next.
That's right, because it does happen. Ask P.
Does.
Higgles. Ask Outdoor Influencer. You never
Ask
know.
me.
Ask Jesse. Maybe one day, too, we'll meet you on the river or in a field or a park. Hard telling.
Menards.
Or Menards or Walmart. Trader of Diamonds. The list
Anywhere.
goes on. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Know what? I think we're out of here for real this time. See ya.
Night, everybody.
Night.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
Fred, Robert. You rock, Bob Drake. You rock, Dogster. Thank you.
Darren, another great job as usual.
Muckracker, prospecting. Thank you, Mr. Lodak. As always, thank you, my friend Frederick, Terry,
RST.
Bill, David, Vansetti. I'm like, I always have trouble with that name. Oh my God.
Alfonsi. Are we cold yet? Or are we still talking?